Hi, I'm Chef George Rapitas, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to make Phanouropita, which is named after a Greek saint, Saint Phanourios, who celebrates on August 27th, miracle working saint. And as a Thanksgiving, many people make this recipe in honor of him. And also, whenever they're looking for something they might have lost, they offer this bread as a Thanksgiving in order to find things that they need to recover. It could be an object or their health or other things that they're looking for. And for St. Phanourios bread, we are going to need a half cup of olive oil, extra virgin. Very easy recipe to make. Requires no animal products. Very healthy. It also requires a teaspoon of clove, it's an aromatic. Teaspoon of ground nutmeg. And also a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So all you need to flavor this bread are special spices such as these: your cinnamon, your ground clove, your nutmeg, and to give it more flavor, we need the zest of 2 oranges. What you want to do is take your grater, you want to get the zest of 2 oranges, and afterwards you're going to slice these in half and use the juice from the oranges. You're going to also need 2.5 cups of fresh orange juice from these oranges. So you're going to be squeezing some oranges to get fresh orange juice. If you don't have oranges on hand, you can also use orange juice that's freshly squeezed from the store. Also, you can use orange juice from the cartons as well, but it does taste better if you're using fresh oranges. But I realize you might not always have enough oranges to make 2.5 cups on hand. So here's the one. Here's the other one. Make sure to take the little tags off. And this is a very nice Greek tradition. They make it on the island of Rhodes. Every year they have a big celebration where they take these to church and have them blessed by the fathers, and then they distribute them. And traditionally, this recipe always has either 7 to 9 ingredients, traditionally. So no more than 7 to 9 ingredients. And usually has no animal products, no eggs, no butter, using just olive oil, all fresh products, plant-based products. So we have the zest from our oranges here. Smells so good. We also need a few raisins, which we're going to add near the end here. Probably 1/4 cup of raisins. We also need, as I said, 2.5 cups of orange juice. freshly squeezed. Mix those in a bowl. We need 1/2 cup of sugar. It's not overly sweet, this bread. Only calls for 1/2 cup of sugar. And then I'll be using self-rising flour. And about 2 cups of self-rising flour. There's one. Now, self-rising flour already has baking powder added to it, so it helps the bread to rise better. And this can be done by hand. You don't even need a hand mixer. This can be done all by hand. Here's 1/2 cup. And you add your flour gradually. Till you get a nice mixture. Should be smooth, not overly thick. This is a nice recipe to make with the family. And keep gradually adding your flour. And even read about St. Phanourios and his life, which actually there's very little known about it. What happened was that a gang of Arabs actually found his icon while they were looking through the countryside in Rhodes. And they came upon this icon, but they didn't touch it. And then later some monks found it, and they discovered this icon while roaming the countryside. They found that St. Phanourios, had been tortured. He had gone through many problems. As you can see, and I'll be showing you later the icon. I'm going to add my raisins. It gives the recipe a little bit of more bite. And we'll be adding 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And baking soda, of course, is a leavening agent. It helps the bread to rise, or cake to rise more. You gradually keep adding your flour. Now you can also use all-purpose flour if you like, but you're going to have to add a teaspoon of baking powder as well into your mixture, into your all-purpose flour if you use that. But I find that the self-rising flour works a little bit better for these types of recipes. It's starting to get thicker. Make sure to have a cake pan, medium cake pan, sprayed ahead of time with cooking spray so your cake mix doesn't stick to the bottom. Almost there. And just keep adding your flour until this mixture is nice and smooth. You can see here. You don't want to have lumps. Almost ready to be put into the pan. Now once this is in the oven, you have, of course, preheated your oven to 350. Once it's in the oven, you want to check it. It should bake for about 45 minutes. Check it using a toothpick. It should come clean when it's ready. And then you are going to let it cool for about a half hour and then finish it with powdered sugar. You can see here, this is just about the consistency we want the cake to be. Your house will smell so good because this is all fresh ingredients. Now if you were using a mixer, you could put it on medium and mix it for about 30 seconds. Just adding just a little bit more flour to get it at the right consistency, and we'll be done. You want to have a nice smooth cake batter. And here we go. Now next, I have sprayed a medium cake pan, and I'm going to pour the mixture into my cake pan. Be sure to scrape it down. You can see here. And next I'm going to pop this into the oven for about 45 minutes and check it with a toothpick. And when we come back, I'll be showing you how to garnish our St. Phanourios cake. Well, welcome back. We took the St. Phanourios cake out of the oven. I first tested it with a toothpick to make sure that it's ready, and the toothpick came clear. And you notice it's not real thick, This type of cake, it's thinner, but it's still very good. It's not like a big cake. This is a Phanouropita, so it's a little bit less than a regular cake. And now to garnish it, our Phanouropita, taking some powdered sugar, going around with a sifter gently. Using the sifter to kind of get to the corners so that it's covered completely as much as you can. It does help to have this because everything comes out with no lumps and nice and smooth. And once it's covered, you've gone around a couple times, get any cracks if there are any. You don't have to really do the sides. What I like to do, since it's a religious cake, is I made a template of a Orthodox cross. I put that on top. I cut it out of a piece of parchment paper. And I'm taking some cinnamon to make the sign of the cross. Be generous. As much as you can in there so that it shows through. And once it's nice and full, you just gently take the wax paper off, and there you have it. You have the sign of the cross on your St. Phanourios cake. And now it's ready. You can take it to church and share it with people there. Have it blessed, of course, by the Father. And then have him say this prayer for St. Phanourios. And there you have it, Phanouropita, made by Chef George Rapitas. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.